So with PR, obviously there's a real skill to PR. What would you say that skill is? And like, because you've got it in abundance.
Oh, thank you. For me, I think with PRs, there's kind of two types. I am the outgoing, talkative networker. I love putting people together in a room. I love being able to sort of open doors for people. Interestingly, writing is not my strength. It's something that I've done. Obviously, I went to university. I've got a degree. Of course, I can write, but it's not my passion. My passion is people, which I think is why the hair and beauty industry has been something I've loved doing. I love going to a professional beauty show. I love going to Salon International. If you put me in a noisy area with makeup artists, nail techs, like hairdressers, I'm in my element, basically. And I think for me, that's what I love about the PR, is that you never know what the day is going to be. You never know who you're going to bump into. You never know what you're going to be saying or doing from one moment to the next.
So do you just find that the PR comes quite naturally, or do you end up having to create it kind of?
No, to be honest, for me, it's quite natural. And I also working with clients that I love to work with. Over the years, I've had a few kind of clients I very quickly can tell within the first month or two, it's not going to work for me because they're either too demanding and they don't get it. And I hated those 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon calls that would be like, what have you been doing this week? And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. We have a relationship. We're friends. We're friendly. We get on with it. And I just think for me, that's what makes the perfect PR, is that somebody has to have a story, first of all. So whether that is when I've done personality, so I've worked with, sort of nail techs and hairdressers and beauticians all my life, they have to have a story to tell. And then when you're talking about a brand and a product, again, there has to be something new coming through, or a hero story, or something they're doing with tech or technology or data. So you have to have a story at all times. But I'm also quite good at finding the stories for the client as well.
That's what I absolutely love, though, that, you can have a room full of God knows how many businesses, and every single one in the same industry has a totally different story. And that's why I love doing the podcast. And that's why we did the 3 Beauty and the Best books, and to start with, I can always remember when we, obviously they're multi-author books, and I'd said to everyone in Beauty Directors Club, right, we're going to do a book, 22 authors, and the idea is you're going to write your own story. And they were all like, oh, we haven't got a story and things. And then I must have done a really good sales job, because by the time I got off the call with them all, they were all like, yeah, we're in. And then the thing was, it was like, it went from I haven't got a story to like, I've got double the words now. How do I get that down? Because the thing is, once you start drawing someone's story out, it's amazing,
they all
isn't
say
it?
Everyone's got a book in them, don't they?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And actually, not just from a career point of view, but actually my family, and I'm not going to go into the details, but my family are quite interesting, and like over the years and various things. And everyone says to me, oh, you should write it down. And I'm like, I just don't think I could be bothered, really. But from a career point of view, I think it's fascinating, the journey I've done in my sort of, 30 odd years, the people I've met, the people I've helped, the brands I've launched. Because I should imagine for you, it gets sort of a little bit like the norm, where someone else will be like, you've met this person. Oh, wow. Where you, because you're in that world all the time. Yeah, there's definitely pinch me moments. Like when I was saying I worked with Richard Ward and Helen, it was during the royal wedding.
Oh, wow.
So that was a pinch me moment. So literally having to go to Buckingham Palace to speak to the press office beforehand, then also going the morning after the wedding with Richard to do some press interviews actually in that environment. You can't plan for that. There's no way in your career do you know that's going to happen. And that's a definite pinch me moment, in my career. But actually, I think even setting up your own agency is a huge pinch me moment.